It is the time and place of our member. Good morning. I have one of those projecting voices. Good morning. It is a time and place for our December Boise Airport Commission meeting. I would ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Buzziger?
Here.
Carlson?
Yes, here.
Cunningham?
Here.
Morales? Tellis?
Here.
Westerberg?
Here.
Westergaard?
Here.
General Smith? Here.
Thank you. We're going to move our number 3 item up to the next agenda item, which is an introduction by General Donald. So I'll turn the time over to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So there are a lot of things in life that have to have clarity. And I believe 2 of those things have got to be the beginning of things and the end of things. So the beginning of my time here in the commission was very clear and has been an incredible opportunity to spend time, not just with all of you on Boise Airport team, but with this great commission that truly has the interests of the airport and the city at heart. But all good things must come to an end. It is my belief as the Adjutant General of Idaho that we have to put the right people with the right positions on these types of things throughout the city and throughout the state. And in particular, with the Airport Commission, I believe that the National Guard is best represented when it is the commander of the Idaho Air National Guard that is on the commission. That person is the subject matter expert of not just our flying operations, but just our ground operations and the relationship we have with the airport. So based off of that, when I became the Adjutant General, I knew my time was coming to an end here in the commission, but I'm very excited to have my replacement be Brigadier General Shannon Smith. His call sign is St. John. I still don't know what that stands for, but I have known General Smith for over 20 years. He is an incredible human being and an amazing officer. His career has been as an A-10 pilot. He's a weapons officer, which is our Top Gun graduate equivalent. Way better than Navy Top Gun, by the way. He has been with the unit here in Idaho as long as I have. So we've been here over 20 years together. We got hired at the same time. Multiple combat tours. I think you're about 8 is what he has. And he just recently came back to us. He started with us, came back to us from a command tour in the DC National Guard, where he was the wing commander there. So I believe his expertise, along with his basic inherent skill set, will be the best asset for the commission and for the city. So I'm very pleased to introduce General Smith, and then he will take my place effective immediately here on the commission. But I'm not going far. If he doesn't behave himself, you all know how to get a hold of me. I'm incredibly proud to be part of this team, and I will always be a part of this airport commission team, and I will see all of you every day, and I feel your energy. You are doing amazing things. So thank you for what you do, and thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Well, I'm sure the commission will have comments during our general comment section, but thank you for everything that you've done for us, and welcome. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, we have our minutes before us. May I have a motion, or actually, are there any discussion over the minutes?
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
having read the minutes, I move they be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we can move into any unfinished business. There isn't any before us, so let's move on to Director Hupp's report.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the commission. It's great to be with you this morning. Thank you to General Donlin. Appreciate your time and service to the airport and the Airport Commission. Always have been a great advocate for the airport and a wonderful partner. And I look forward to continuing that tradition with General Smith. So I gotta say it first before commissioner comments. But really heartfelt gratitude for the work that all of the commissioners do on behalf of the airport and their volunteerism. This is gonna be a relatively short meeting with just the director's report and then whatever comments from commissioners and staff, because we have a very exciting event this morning immediately following commission meeting. So I will jump right into it. And we're gonna start with a construction update. We have been working diligently, and our contractor, McIlvaine, has been working diligently on our consolidated rental car facility. We'll continue to provide updates on this on a monthly basis. There are some interesting facts here, which I will not read aloud. But I think it helps put things in perspective when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds of something or miles of something, cubic yards. It kind of helps to put this into perspective, all of the stuff that goes into making this type of facility a reality. It's coming along. Level 2 is complete, and then the steel is in place for levels 1, 2, and 3 for the customer service building. It's really starting to take shape. On the airfield side, we have a couple of projects that we've concluded as we head into the winter season and we conclude construction season. A huge shout out to our team on this one: taxiway, Delta relocation, and the aircraft rescue and firefighting access relocation. We had substantial completion of those on Monday, 11/25, just before the holiday travel season. And then also Taxi Lane November, the north extension. This is the extension of the taxiway that provides access to the new corporate hangars that we'll be developing on the north side of the airfield. And then we had a quick project that we snuck in. It was a parking apron for UPS tug. This will facilitate aircraft parking. The pavement there was failing, so we worked quickly to replace that in 8 days. Opened on December 3rd. So just in time for the holiday travel season, package shipping season. We continue to begin the process on our concourse development. We've spent substantial time with Fentress, who's the program architect. We are finalizing the forecast for review, and we're working on facility programming needs and then the gap analysis. Our hope is that when we meet with commission in February, that we'll be able to have them either here or via Zoom to talk about the progress to date and the forecasts and the things that we're working on. We're also working with Jacobs Project Management. They're the owner's representative, and we're working with their team to just look at the processes that it will take to deliver the program. So reporting, tracking, invoicing, all the administrative things that have to happen to make a project of that magnitude come to fruition. We are expecting that we will be issuing the construction manager, general contractor, also sometimes referred to the construction manager at risk, in early of 25. That will be up next. Hopefully you will be able to stay after this meeting to witness this new temporary construction wall that's been installed live and in person. But this went up last week. The plans are in the final design review. We're expecting that the construction will be starting. We're starting some demolition. The first phase of the construction will be the build out of the new locations, because we want to make sure we have adequate concession space available. But it'll include Blue Sky Bagels, Pizza Hut, protein bar, and kitchen is what will be behind this wall. And I'm not going to belabor this point because we're all going to participate in the ceremonial groundbreaking here that we're having shortly, but really excited to be showcasing these new Idaho brands and then also some national brands as well. We are beginning the process of our master plan update. Some of you were here when we adopted our last master plan in 2019. And we received 3 proposals and we'll be reviewing them. Our team is reviewing them. And we'll begin work on that in 2025. For those of you who were here You will remember we have different committees that look at different aspects of the master plan. So there's some important roles for commission to play, for tenants to play, and as well as the public. So there'll be opportunities to participate and help shape the master plan as we move forward. We did see a busy Thanksgiving travel period. We had record passengers through the checkpoint. We had about 165,000 passengers over that holiday weekend. And we welcomed them with comfort dogs from Go Team Therapy Dogs. Passengers really enjoy that. We also saw the cell phone lot getting some good use, and that seemed to go well. Everything went smoothly. We had decent weather and it was busy, but we did not experience any substantial delays. We have some more exciting things happening in the month of December. Alaska begins their nonstop seasonal service to Bozeman and then Orlando in January. And American has announced that they're going to start flying nonstop again to Chicago O'Hare. So that will give us competition on that important connecting route. I do want to touch on the airport influence area. I did a presentation to City Council yesterday talking about the airport influence area. The airport influence area was set in the 1980s and we haven't changed it since that time. And so aircraft have become quieter, although we have more of them and more operations today. And our community has grown around us. And so City Council has requested that we take a look at the airport influence area and make sure that what we have today is what we need to have going forward, both to protect the airport and continue to make sure that we have compatible land uses around the airport, but also if there are opportunities for development outside of the impacted area that we allow areas for development. So I presented along with the Planning and Services Development Director, Sean Wilson, yesterday to council, and we will be working on our airport influence area designations and also a future airport zoning that will hopefully we'll get to do next year, but certainly within the next 3 to 6 months, we're planning on bringing back some recommendations around the airport influence area. Also related to land use, from time to time, we have reason to vacate land or dispose of land. In this particular instance, we are conveying rights to ACHD for a public right of way along Fry Street. This is off of Victory. If you're familiar with this area, we own several parcels over there. And when we dispose of land, we take the funds from that and we put that into another airport project. So we use federal funds to acquire this property. We're disposing of it for the construction of a road. And then the funds that we receive for that we'll put back into another FAA eligible project. Also want to talk about, while we're talking about this particular area, some new non-aeronautical development. We have a new building that is opened. You may remember we opened the Black Market Gelato and also the Frito-Lay distribution facility in the last year. This is the third building that is coming to fruition in that area where we've partnered with Adler Development as our master developer. This is a 30,000 square foot facility, including a 7,400 square foot showroom. They're basically a supply company, a construction supply company. And Adler is continuing to build additional spec buildings in this area. So we continue to see development, but this is now open. Also want to give a shout out to our team. You know, it takes a lot to make all of these things come to fruition. These are just a couple of examples of things that are happening behind the scenes that make all of the things that we do here possible. You know, we think that suddenly the cell phone lot just appears magically. It doesn't. It requires a lot of planning to make something like that come to fruition. Just a couple of the ones that I wanted to recognize is Marcus and Alex. They worked really hard on that taxiway Delta getting that done. And certainly one of the things that is important, but hopefully you don't have to think about too often, is how we manage our keys and our key control program. As we look at our access control. So Mike Wigley was instrumental in that. Jen Moore put tremendous work into the workshops that we had with our consultant for our terminal planning. And again, when you put the work in up front, it really makes a difference in the outcome. So that's a great example. And then I mentioned the cell phone waiting area. Renee New put a lot of work into that, but also Kelly Burrows put some work into the paving of that, and John Briggs, this area falls to him as well. So just a great team effort. And I just wanted to recognize some of the things that we do behind the scenes that maybe aren't as visible as some of the things you're going to see today when we do our concessions media event. But nonetheless, that's what makes our airport run smoothly. And as we talk about passenger travel and increases, we have seen a 5% increase in passenger travel for the month of October compared to October of last year. And then year to date, we're at 4.1 million passengers, also a 5% increase over 23. I would note that 2019 was the first time ever that we broke 5 million passengers. So 4 years ago. And we're 10 months into 2024 and we're already at 4.1 million. So, and we'll talk about airport revenues. There are some changes here. Again, we're just beginning the fiscal year. So some of these changes will stand out a little bit more than they would otherwise if we were a little further into the year. The landing fees have changed because of the changes that we made to the contract that implements an increase on an annual basis. Our rental car concessions are up because of travel. Industrial land rent is up because of increased industrial land rents and tenants. The airline terminal rents and landing fees and landing for freight fees are all up due to the contract issues. The NIFC landings, the advertising, and the terminal concessions are up due to timing and changes in timing of payments. And then the ride share, which would be the Uber and Lyft, we call those TNC, Transportation Network Companies. That's up just based on volume and a change in the fee. So some substantial changes there, mostly to the positive. We are seeing some decreases in expenses as well. The parking management is because we had changed vendors. And the timing of that, last year we were still paying our old vendor and the new vendor at the same time. So we have some substantial changes there. The change in our dues and subscription is primarily due to the timing of our dues payment to Airports Council International. The fleet management is due to an increase in maintenance for parking shuttles and our other fleet vehicles. And then the credit card fees has to do with an increase in passenger traffic at the Boise Airport. And with that, that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Rebecca, the airport influence area.
Yes.
Was that presentation yesterday to get ahead of something or in reaction to something from?
Yes. Yes, I think we had a recent proposal for development that was by Hawkins Realty that was outside of the noise contours, but inside the airport influence area. And the current zoning allows a higher density with a conditional use permit. And so there was some higher density that was allowed, again, outside of the noise contours, but within the airport influence area. I don't think that that is problematic, but that tells me that the policy probably is not quite right. And so we want to make sure that we stay ahead of that and that we allow development in areas where it makes sense, but also as we look at future development and we're beginning the master plan and we've got the third runway that we think will be in this next planning horizon, we want to make sure that the airport influence area goes out south of that third runway so that that area is preserved as well. So we don't end up with residential encroachment around what will be the eventual third runway. So it's really, it's both. Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, hearing none, thank you. Full report. We can move on to commissioner comments. Start on this end of the, do you have any comments?
Of course. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So I was privileged to spend a week in Washington, DC at a Global Leadership Academy. It was quite a phenomenal experience with 30 other leaders from the Entrepreneurs Organization around the world. EO has almost 20,000 members, so it was quite a privilege to be selected to attend this. It was a fabulous experience. When you are exposed to latest practices and beliefs around leadership with other incredible leaders, it's an uplifting experience. So Washington, DC was beautiful. It was 60 degrees. We were really blessed with everything and were able to see some inspiring monuments and review leaders that have made an impact in the world, like Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela, among others. So it was quite lovely. General Donilon, I want to congratulate you on your contributions here. You've been an active and engaged member of the commission, and you exemplify the kind of leadership that we all look up to. And we're very fortunate you're still in Idaho. So thank you very much and welcome. General Smith, it's a pleasure to have you join us on the commission. We look forward to getting to know you better. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever your celebration of choice is. This is a special time of year to spend with friends and family. I will do the same. Encourage you to have a wonderful Christmas holiday.
Thank you. I don't know how that was lovely. I don't have much either. I just want to congratulate General Donilon again. We'll miss him and your positive attitude. It's quite contagious. Looking forward to get to know you better. You're not well, then you'll fit right in. And yeah, happy holidays here.
Okay, well, I'm excited to be on the commission. So thank you, Madam Chair. I'm looking forward to figuring out, my role and how to be a contributing member. What I'll offer though is, as General Donilon said, we were hired at the same time about 20 years ago. And the relationship that we've had as a National Guard with the airport and the community has been nothing but amazing. And I do think, in the Air National Guard being a community-based, unit-equipped organization, which means we're part of the community. We share operations on a community airfield. We have our own aircraft. We're a great example of what the Guard can be in the community, and I've never seen a better relationship. And it's authentic. It's across the board. It's how we fly, and it's how we partner to keep the airport running safely. So anything I can do to contribute to that and this team, I'm all in. So happy to be aboard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first I'd like to thank General Donilon for your service, both on the commission and in the military for us. And I'd like to welcome General Smith to the commission. Those are my comments.
When I first met General Donilon, he had the name of, told me it was Colonel Donut. All of them in an effort to bring the F-35 here. I guess it wasn't successful, but I'm glad to see how he's progressed. Now he became a two-star general, much deserving. But General Smith, I've read your resume. It's going to be a pleasure to serve along with you. I'd like to have you share some of your stories sometime when we're just visiting.
For sure, 10% truth on the stories. Share. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, yes, I also want to thank Adjutant General Donaldson. It's been a pleasure having you here, and I'm glad that you are staying in our community because you are a huge asset. And welcome. Looking forward to getting to know you more. I was overwhelmed with your resume as well. So quite the list of achievement. So I look forward to hearing more about that as well. I wanted to say I'm super excited about the nonstop air service. Hadn't heard of the additional Chicago yet, so that's awesome. And then looking forward to what's next, the concession media event. And then I just wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday. I know it's 165,000 passengers in November, or just in Thanksgiving, not November. We're moving into even a busier time, I'm sure, through the holidays. So I know that all of you that work here behind the scenes and frontline especially deal with a lot. So just wanted to wish you well and keep those smiles during a busy time. And with that, I see that there's no report because we're doing the event. So now's the time for any questions and comments from the general public to the commission or airport staff. The discussion per issue is not to exceed 5 minutes, and meeting time constraints or requests for final action may require deferral for a future meeting. Is there anyone that would like to address the commission or the staff? Yes, please.
Madam Chair, General, Commissioners, General, thank you. My name is Jeff Jackson with Jackson Jet Center. I wanted to give a quick update on the hangar as we're progressing. All the steel has now arrived. We've done at least half the paving, and all concrete is being finished up through this week. So we should start seeing lifting of the steel theoretically before Christmas, but we don't, obviously weather will play a factor in those kind of things, but right now we're on track for a mid-March completion date. So just want to give a quick update there. So happy to answer any questions related to that. I will say that Big D is still the contractor. However, there is going to be a different company that is actually going to do the raising. It's a different building construction, same exact design, just different contractor will do the raising of the structure. So any questions with that, if I can answer? And then secondly, as I think some of you know, I leased the old FA building, and somewhere hidden in the basement, I discovered a very old rendering of what the airport looked like when I was 7. So and it's kind of a fun gift. I thought in the spirit of the holidays here, I would give this. I don't know where to hang it up in my facility. I thought it more appropriate to hang up here, and I do think it's fun to look back and see how far we've gone. With that, I noticed that, the terminal has continued to expand, and we at Jackson Jet Center look forward to the expansion. However, again, I respectfully request the opportunity to be proactive in what those look like, and certainly give an opportunity ahead of time to give our feedback, concerns, and so forth. So I just want to thank you for that opportunity. How that goes about, I'm sure Rebecca and I will get through that, but I respectfully request that as well. Other than that, I don't have any other comments or questions. So, but Rebecca, should I get this to you? Yeah.
I will accept that. Thank you.
All right, right away. Any questions? Nope.
Thank you. Anyone else? Being none, we completed our items on the agenda. So may I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair, I move that we adjourn this December meeting of the Boise Airport Commission.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you for coming, and hopefully everyone's joining for the. All right.